It is my honor to welcome you to the Adult Learning Center graduation ceremony for 2020. My name is Chelsea DePaulo Lara, and I'm the director of the Adult Learning Center. This is my first time participating in a virtual graduation, which I'm guessing is true for most of you as well. And to be honest, it does feel strange to be standing here alone. But what is not strange is the pride I feel for our graduating class, dedicated teachers, and loving volunteers. This is my favorite time of year because we get to celebrate the hard work, tenacity, and accomplishments of our graduates. No matter where we are or who we're with, this is a special time. You have earned your high school equivalency during a pivotal time in our history. And you give me hope. Hope that you will make the most of these trying times, choose an impactful college or career pathway, and move us forward to a brighter future. We will all rise up, and we will do it together, with you leading the way. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Ashley Taylor. Ms. Taylor is a past high school equivalency graduate and field representative for Senator Barrasso. It truly is an honor to have her address our class today.
I am Ashley Taylor. It is an honor to be speaking with you here today. You and I have something in common. We share a common characteristic. It's a very unique personal trait. Not everyone is lucky enough to have it. So embrace it and use it in your future endeavors. We have grit. Psychologist Angela Duckworth coined the term grit and defined it as passion and perseverance for long-term and meaningful goals. Grit is courage, perseverance, resilience, and passion. It's the determination to keep going. I credit one of my college professors for letting me in on what it means to have grit. You see, I had attempted the same math class 5 times. I kept coming back and I kept giving it my all. But I felt inferior, and at times I felt defeated. It was so hard for me, and it took me so long. It seemed like others just got it. That professor taught me something very valuable, and because of this, pride replaced any feelings of shame I had about having to sometimes work a little harder than others. It was insightful because it did not just apply for this math class, it applied for my entire life. I would like to share with you some parts of my journey. I was raised by a single mom who was raised by a single mom who became a single mom. My mom worked really hard, but by the 5th grade, I was helping her to raise my little brother and sister. We went without frequently, and this meant that I went to school without lunch or adequate clothes or even money to participate in the school activities. Paired with my untraditional upbringing, this made me an easy target for bullying, and I avoided school altogether. I fell really far behind, and I even dropped out twice. I spent every summer trying to make up those credits. When I found out at 17 years old that I was going to be a mom, my daughter instantly became my motivation for a better life. I wanted something different for her. Generations of women in my family had been stuck in this perpetual cycle of struggle, and I planned to end it. I wanted to provide my daughter with the tools she would need to succeed. She would be raised in a nurturing home with expectations. College would be easily attainable for her, and it would be sort of like just the next step. I had never been so certain of anything in my entire life. My children would be my greatest success. My daughter graced me with her presence my first week of my senior year. The same month that I turned 18 years old, I settled into being a mom, having my own apartment, and working full-time. But high school was no longer in the cards. I knew I wouldn't get far without a diploma, and honestly, I didn't want my daughter to know I didn't have one. So I looked up the Adult Learning Center in the phone book, and I reached out to them. I was nervous because I had never been to a college campus by myself, but I was greeted with compassion and enthusiasm. It was one of the few times in my life that in an educational setting, I felt like I had value. They were excited for me to succeed. It is some of the very same staff that helped you get where you're at today. I appreciated that I could work at my own pace, and it took me a while, but I did it. The call saying I passed the final exam is vivid in my mind. It changed everything. My confidence, my outlook. It opened doors for me that I didn't even know existed. I was immediately promoted at work, and I got to participate in one of the experiences I had missed out on. I got to have a graduation party. Some time had passed. I had worked at Target from 17 years old to 31 years old. A lot had happened in those years. I had been married, had 2 little boys, and gotten divorced. The time came when the cost of living outpaced my ability to promote, and I couldn't promote any further without a college education. I had to do something. I considered all my options and thought about college. I had never considered myself college material. College took money, time, and smarts, none of which I felt I had to spare. But then I thought back to my experience with the Adult Learning Center, and it had been such an amazing experience that I decided to reach out to Casper College. I met with the wonderful admissions staff, Googled all the unfamiliar terms associated with higher education. I applied for FAFSA. I applied for scholarships, one of which was for students who had graduated with their GED. I faced my fears, and I did it. I started school full-time, and I left my job of 13 years. I found 2 or 3 part-time jobs that allowed me to pay the bills and also be available to my children. I went completely out of my comfort zone. For the very first time in my life, I was on the honor roll. I was a 30-something-year-old work-study giving campus tours. I volunteered. I joined my first club. I became president of that club. And I even applied to be an intern with a United States Senator. At times, there was a familiar echo in my head telling me that I wasn't good enough, that I was too old for this. But I did it anyway. And I told anyone that will listen that if I could do it, they could do it too. It took me 5 years, but at 37 years old, the same year that my daughter graduated high school, I earned my first degree. My first professional job was working in the Student Success Center at Casper College. Vice President Student Services Kim Bird, who had been part of my success all those many, many years ago when I was working on my GED, had become my boss. I'm not sure if she knows that, but she has always been an inspiration to me. From there, I went on to land my dream job. I now work for United States Senator John Barrasso as one of his field representatives in the state. My job is different every day, and I learn something new every day. I get to travel. I get to report back to the senator on what's going on in the state. And my favorite part, I get to act as a liaison for the people of the state of Wyoming and federal agencies. There are times when I'm walking into work and I think, wow, I can't believe that the girl with no direction, no hope, is now the mother of 3 honorable students, a daughter working on her elementary education degree, owns her own home, works for a United States senator, and has plans to get a degree in public administration. May 6th marked the 16th anniversary of when I was on the same campus and passed my general education development exam. 16 years ago, I was listening to the keynote speaker at my graduation and celebrating that I had earned my certificate of high school equivalency. We here today have a bond. Whatever obstacle it was that hindered us from graduating high school, whether we were raising siblings, our own kids, whether it was a lack of support, a lack of interest, bullying, whatever it was, what matters is today. This experience has helped to define us. We found the courage and determination to change our situations. We have grit. Moving forward from this day on, hold your head high and be everything that you ever wanted to be. Congratulations, you did it. Senator John Barrasso also sends his congratulations. I have a letter from him that I would like to share with you. Dear graduates, congratulations on earning your high school equivalency certificate. This is a terrific accomplishment. You gained important knowledge and skills to help you create a positive change in your life and your community. Earning your certificate is a significant accomplishment, and many opportunities lie ahead of you. As you celebrate this milestone, we are reminded of the importance of pursuing our dreams and aspirations. Your hard work and dedication are certain to benefit this great state. In 1992, former President Ronald Reagan offered his hopes for the youth of our nation when he said, "May each of you have the heart to conceive, the understanding to direct, and the hand to execute works that will make the world a better place for your having been here." I sincerely hope you will carry these words of wisdom throughout the rest of your life. This is just the beginning of a lifelong journey of learning. Bobby and I wish you well as you continue on the path to success. With warm regards, John Barrasso, United States Senator.
Now please join me in listening to a special message recorded by United States Senator Mike Enzi for this year's graduating class.
Congratulations on your successful completion of your high school equivalency course of studies. This is a significant milestone that will take you one step closer to your future goals. You should be very proud of this accomplishment. Dreams don't come true without hard work and dedication. Day by day and class by class, you work to make this dream come true. You have the power to make a difference, and you're off to a promising start. Your hard work will continue to pay off in many positive ways. Congratulations again, and good luck on all your life's adventures. Your family, friends, and community couldn't be more proud of you. Keep up the good work.
Hi, I'm Laura Ryan, an instructor at the Adult Learning Center. Our Achievement Award this year is being presented to a student who can only be described as determined. During her time with the Adult Learning Center, she has become a mother, and her family has grown with the latest addition just arriving last summer. She has been the primary support for her children and has always worked to provide for them. She knew she could not support her children adequately without furthering her education. So even though life became hectic, she never abandoned her goal of achieving her high school equivalency certificate. This student started at the Adult Learning Center in July of 2008 and completed her program in December of 2019. Her journey was not a straight path. She encountered many detours. However, she never lost sight of the importance of her own education. The last time she enrolled with the Adult Learning Center in 2019, she showed a new determination to succeed. She took classes in math and writing and worked on her own. She was a great advocate for her learning, and when she needed more instruction, she was never afraid to ask for help. She could also often be seen in the guided lab, offering assistance to other students and help them navigate the world of adult education. This student succeeded in passing her HiSET, and we could not be more proud. The Adult Learning Center's Achievement Award for 2019-2020 goes to Natir Bristow. Congratulations, Natir.
My name is Sarah Michaels, and I'm an instructor at the Adult Learning Center. I'm proud to say that this year marks the 58th Casper College Adult Learning Center graduation. Today, I will be presenting our top HiSET scorers. As written in the HiSET program overview, the HiSET exam demonstrates that a test taker has attained the knowledge and proficiency equivalent to those of a high school graduate. The HiSET exam is demanding. To earn a credential, a candidate must complete a battery of 5 tests, covering math, science, social studies, reading, and writing. The 5 tests, which can last up to 7.5 hours, also measure skills in communication, information processing, problem solving, and critical thinking. Some people think that the HiSET is an easy test. However, if a proctor were to walk into any high school and give the test, 40% of high school seniors would not pass the exam. Of our 42 2020 graduates, we have 22 individuals here today who scored above the national average. These individuals are estimated to be at the top 10% nationally in class rank. These students earned a 17 or better out of 20 on one or more individual tests, or a total score of 85 out of a possible 100. We would like to recognize the achievements of those individuals today. After each student's name, I will list the subject area tests and their high scores. Benjamin Smart, Math, 18, Science, 18, Social Studies, 17. Carter Bolts, Math, 18, Science, 18, Social Studies, 19. Nicolette Medina, Science, 18, Social Studies, a perfect score of 20 out of 20. Reading, a perfect score of 20 out of 20. Katie McLean, Social Studies, 17, Reading, 17. Jonathan Velasquez, Social Studies, 17. Alyssa Duran, Math, 17. Cynthia Meek, Science, 18, Social Studies, 18. Stanley Kessler, Science, 17, Social Studies, 19, Reading, 18. Orion Mestas, Social Studies, a perfect score of 20 out of 20. Elijah Sedal, Math, 17, Science, 19, Social Studies, 19, Reading, 17, and Writing, 17. Weston Wilkerson, Math, 17, Science, 18. Riley Prill, Social Studies, 18, Reading, 19. Stephen Hike, Social Studies, 17. Amanda Pad, Math, 18, Science, 19, Social Studies, 18, Reading, 17. Tayden Rodriguez, Science, 18. Devin Neiman, Science, 19. Athena Harden, Science, 17, Social Studies, 18, Reading, 18. Rafael Niebla, Math, 18, Science, 18, Social Studies, 19. Chad Noah Steiner, Science, 18, Social Studies, 19. Kimberly Long, Math, a perfect score of 20 out of 20. Science, a perfect score of 20 out of 20. Social Studies, a perfect score of 20 out of 20. Reading, 19, and Writing, 17. Jackie Hendrickson, Social Studies, 17. Among these individuals, I would also like to take a moment to recognize this year's top scorer overall. When this student started our program, she was not expecting to be top scorer of the year. Like many of our students, she was nervous about tackling the high school equivalency content as an adult learner. However, she soon realized she had an advantage. She had been homeschooling her children in all subject areas for years, up through the high school level. It is often said that the best way to master a subject is to teach it, and this certainly turned out to be true for this student. With a near perfect score of 96 out of a possible 100, I am pleased to announce Kimberly Long as this year's top scorer from our graduating class. Congratulations, Kimberly, and congratulations again to each individual in the top 10%. You should be very proud of your achievements. Next, Kelsey Miller will be presenting a Special Achievement Award.
My name is Kelsey Miller, and I'm an instructor at the Adult Learning Center. I'm privileged to announce the 2020 Student of the Year Award. I have worked with this student for the last 12 years, as she originally enrolled in our program in the fall of 2008. Her hope then was to complete her GED, but that changed in 2014 as GED was no longer the only test on the market measuring high school equivalency. For those of you who have completed our program, you might remember that we engage in an activity at the beginning of each session discussing barriers to learning and how our students can overcome these. This year's awardee has tackled numerous obstacles in her time with us. Back in 2008, as a single mother of 3 children, ages 11, 8, and 7, she had little time to devote to herself and her studies. Then, as her children grew, so did the obstacles. This student went through bouts of unemployment, leading to other entry-level positions that were not always conducive to single moms wishing to go back to school. In 2016, doctors removed a 21-pound cancerous tumor from her body. She's had to live on friends' couches due to the lack of finances and medical bills. These issues curbed her learning for some time, but she always found her way back to our program. She was an active participant in class and also spent many hours working independently. Because she studied so diligently this past year, she was able to improve 2 educational functioning levels on her math post-test. Her dedication to studying this year finally paid off as she passed her HiSET in February, right before the quarantine. Her biggest issue now is getting her youngest child through his last year of high school. She plans to start Casper College classes in the fall, but is still undecided on a major. Please help me congratulate our student for the year 2020, Dallas Gotcham. And now some words from Dr. Devine.
Good afternoon, or evening, or morning, depending on when you might be watching this. My name is Darren Devine. I'm the president of Casper College, and I just want to thank you so much for tuning in and watching the Adult Learning Center HiSET graduation experience that we're doing this year. Obviously, this is a little different. We had hoped to be with you in person, but because of the current restrictions, this seemed to be the best way to honor and celebrate all of our graduates today. You know, I want to thank several people. First of all, I want to thank you, the students. You know, you persevered through a very difficult time, and that is going to pay not only the normal dividends, but extra dividends. You know, as the country starts getting back up on its feet and the economy starts rolling, you really increased your standing in your position in the community to get a wonderful paying job or moving on to further education. You know, I think your timing actually is going to be quite good in all of this. I hope that you have taken inspiration from Ashley's comments a little bit earlier. You know, her story is wonderful, and I think it shows that all of us have the potential to really change our future and make very special things happen. You know, I'm gonna keep this brief. We want to get on to the winners of the day, right? All of the students that have graduated. I want to give a special shout out to all of those award winners who are going to be getting some special awards here in a little bit. Although all of you are champions, have done a wonderful job in achieving success, some have really stood out, and we want to give them a special congratulations as well. I'll leave you with this. Times are somewhat uncertain, but I don't know that they're really more uncertain than any other time in history, right? The future is what we make of it. I think your future is bright. Thank you so much for allowing Casper College to help you work on your skills and your education. And if there's anything we can ever do for you, you be sure to let us know. We hope that you'll always be lifelong learners, and we hope you'll always look back with fondness on your memories from Casper College. Thank you very much.
My name is Connie Coleman. I'm an instructor at the Adult Learning Center, and here are the names of our 1920 graduates. Carter Bolts, Natir Bristow, Jacqueline Chavaria Signs, Whitney Drake, Alyssa Duran, Grace Fuse, Dallas Gotcham, Vincent Goulart, Athena Harden, Larry Harrison, Jackie Lobdell Hendrickson, Stephen Hike, Jaron Jenkins, Brian Jones, Stanley Kessler Jr., Kimberly Long, Kathleen McLean, Nicolette Medina, Cynthia Meek, Judy Mendoza, Orion Mestis, Amanda Miller, Devin Neiman, Michael Newton, Rafael Niebla, Amanda Pad, Gabrielle Patek, Jonathan Perez, Anthony Pipkins, Riley Prill, Wendy Robinson, Tayden Rodriguez, Linda Roraba, Benjamin Smart, Chad Noah Steiner. Dwayne Sutherland. Elijah Sidow. Sydney Taggart. Michelle Tafoya. Jonathan Velasquez. Hannah Wheatley. Weston Wilkerson.